Hello everyone, welcome back to another toy review, and today it's going to be on the CollectA 2023 Goblin Shark and Angel Shark. Since we're right in the middle of Shark Week, it would be very fitting to review these two new shark figures. When these were first revealed, I was very thrilled to add these new species to my collection, specifically some very obscure and bizarre looking sharks. And if that wasn't good enough, Safari also has a new shark plan. Based on that one leak, many were speculating that it's going to be a silky shark. I like how CollectA chooses these lesser known shark species. It contrasts to Safari Ltd, who tends to go for the more quote-unquote basic looking sharks like the great white, bull shark, and reef shark. So yeah, fantastic how CollectA just seems to go for obscure animal species in general, not just for the prehistoric ones. Now let's do some measurements with the ruler. We're going to be using the male shark sizes because these two models have claspers and only male sharks possess this feature. So let's start off with the Goblin Shark. From the tip of its long snout to the end of its tail, this figure is a little under 8 inches long. So male Goblin Sharks, from what I've researched, appear to be around 8 to 12 feet in length, so this figure would be in the 112 to the 118 scale range. For the Angel Shark, from head to tail, it's about 4.5 inches long and has a fin span of about 3 inches long. So male angel sharks are about 6 feet in real life, so this would be in the 115 scale range. Starting off with the Goblin Shark's head sculpt, you can see how scary that looks, especially with its extended jaws. When Goblin Sharks have their mouths closed, their heads are pretty flat and look more like a basic looking shark. But when they extend those jaws to catch prey, yeah, you can see how terrifying that looks. And if that wasn't enough, inside of its mouth, you can see multiple rows of teeth in its upper and lower jaws. Not surprised that this lives in the deep oceans. The deep seas are infamous for housing so many scary looking animals. And going down to the very long snout, from the side it looks sharp and pointy, but when you look at it from the top and the bottom, it's actually quite flat. And I think that this is used to detect prey. And then going down, you can see 5 gill slits. And the skin is mainly smooth with some musculature. And sharks do have denticles, which are quite rough in real life, but of course, those are way too small to be sculpted on a figure like this. And looking at the pectoral and the dorsal fins, they are proportionally small and rounded, much more different than the more triangular shaped fins of more well-known species like the great white. And then going down, you can see an eel-like tail, and on the underbelly, it is nearly as smooth, and of course, there's the claspers like I previously mentioned. There's not much to say about the coloration other than it's quite accurate to what we know about these animals. It's primarily a very light grayish color with lots of pink highlights all over the figure. There also isn't much counter shading, but this animal likely wouldn't have needed that feature since it lives in the deep oceans. Moving on to the Angel Shark, which is just as good as the Goblin Shark figure. Now you can easily see how people would mistake this for a ray, with its overall flat body and its enormous pectoral fins. Looking at the detailing from the top side, it is very smooth, but like I've already said, the denticles are way too small to be sculpted. And then going down the relatively thin tail and the proportionally small tail fin. Going down to the underside, you can see the 5 gill slits, some lines on the bottom, which are also on the edge of the fins, the cloaca, and of course the claspers. Looking at the interior of the mouth, surprisingly, with how small the mouth is, there is still lots of detailing, especially on the upper jaw, and you can barely see some teeth on the lower jaw. There's actually more to this coloration than the Goblin Sharks. This Angel Shark is mainly a sandy yellow with some gray and white spots on the top. The eyes are black. The interior of the mouth is pink, as well as the gills and the cloaca. And of course, the underbelly is white. Starting off with our comparisons, let's bring in the two other CollectA sharks that I have. So here is the short fin mako shark and the amazing basking shark from 2021. Here are some sharks from Safari Ltd. So we've got the tiger, the great white, the mako, the oceanic white tip, the sand tiger, and the recently released salmon shark. Next, we have the obscure and more bizarre looking sharks from Safari. So we've got the zebra shark, the nurse shark, the bonnet head, and the megamouth. I'm hoping in the future that Safari or CollectA makes a Greenland shark, a cookie cutter, or even a frilled shark. Next, here is the Schleich great white shark, which is my personal favorite model of the species. And we have Paphos, bull shark, scalloped hammerhead, and whale shark. Lastly, for shark figures, let's bring in some prehistoric ones. So we've got the CollectA Deluxe Megalodon, the PNSO Cretoxyrhina, the PNSO Helicoprion. I know it's not a true shark, but a related animal. And the Safari Scaponyrhynchus from the Prehistoric Sharks tube. Last but not least, here is the CollectA Xiphactinus and the CollectA Mini Xiphactinus. Well, there you have it, everyone. That was my review on the CollectA 2023 Goblin Shark and Angel Shark. Overall, these two are fantastic and very fine additions to CollectA's Sea Life range. My one issue with the Goblin Shark is that the tail is a little undersized, but it's not that distracting. And for the Angel Shark, the paint feels fragile like the Basking Shark, so you gotta be careful when handling it. So I'm going to give both of these a 9.5 out of 10. For which model I prefer, I personally prefer the Goblin Shark due to its size and more durable paint. If you want these sharks for yourself, you can get them off of Minizoo or Happy Hen Toys. So if you guys enjoyed this review, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, it really supports my channel. And I will see you all in the next video.